Hey everyone, welcome back to 6.5 on the road from Las Vegas, baby. It's our coverage of Dell Technologies World 2024, the AI edition. Lisa Martin here with Dave Nicholson. Dave, we have been talking for a couple of days now with Dell, its ecosystem of partners, which continues to impress me with its strength and its depth. We're going to be talking with Omar Rawashdeh next, PowerEdge Product Planning Manager at Dell Technologies, because there's some news coming out that we want to uncover. Omar, welcome to the program. Great to have you.
Thank you, Lisa, for having me, and Dave. Great to be here. I'm very excited about announcing the 16G in-tree one-socket rack and tower,
Yes.
namely the T160 and R260.
So let's unpack that. The T160, the R260. Tell us about the highlights of each and the what's in it for me as a customer.
Great question. So the T160, R260 are all about compact form factor, affordable price point, and the right level of performance. So both T160, R260 offer 100% CPU performance compared to their predecessors or the previous gen. They offer 50% latency reduction, as well as a good reduction around the physical footprint.
So I'm thinking a sustainability angle. We know we talk with so many Dell customers and Dell Technologies executive leadership team itself in terms of how sustainability is so incredibly important to your customers, your partners, and that a lot of customers say, we only want to work with organizations that are actually going to help us achieve our sustainability initiatives. What is that factor, the sustainability factor, in these advancements from Dell's lens?
Great point. So for the T160, as I mentioned, it is a small form factor, 50% smaller, almost 50% smaller than predecessor.
Is it, so like a 1U standard rack, or what is it? What is it?
It's actually a 3U small depth tower.
Okay.
That's around 17 liter.
Oh,
it's
okay.
42% smaller in size than its predecessor. And to hit on the sustainability aspect, it's a very sustainable design using sustainable material. Prime example, the slick, unpainted chassis design that uses a plated recycled steel, plus more sustainability material using less adhesive in the tagging and much more.
That's outstanding because, like I mentioned before, we talk to so many customers who say it's an imperative for us as a business, whether they're doing an RFP or whatnot, to work with organizations that will help them on their sustainability objectives. Talk a little bit about the target market. Yeah. Who are your target customers for these new advanced servers?
Great question. I think given the nature of these entry enterprise servers and the fact that with this generation, we made them more smaller form factor to address the use cases of remote office, branch office, also unruggedized near edge use case and deployments. Prime example, retail segment, manufacturer segment, be it your famous restaurant or auto parts that will leverage these servers for their enterprise general purpose use cases, be it data processing, virtualization, or what have you.
So these aren't systems that are necessarily designed for the highest demanding, the most demanding workloads on the planet. This is very much in the Dell ethos of fit for function. What do you need at the edge in your dental practice?
Exactly.
You don't need a 1,000 node AI training cluster.
Definitely.
So what are these? What do they look like in terms of kind of typical configurations? What type of storage goes into these systems?
Great question. So as I mentioned, these are entry affordable enterprise servers with various form factors. The T160 is a tower form factor that can be placed vertically or stacked horizontally with multiple nodes. So the R260 is a 1U rack that we made shorter in terms of depth, less than 17 inch, 24% less than its predecessor. And to your point, in terms of use cases, these two servers use the latest Intel Xeon E2400 processors with up to 8 cores, offering customers 100% CPU performance boost from previous generation, 50% latency latency reduction, 23% power efficiency than the previous generation. So and customers can use it for their virtualization, data processing, file print, general purpose kind of workloads.
So it is interesting because this is tagged as AI edition, but it's good to know that, I think I used the term adults in the room. People are still realizing that there's a whole lot of IT going on outside of the AI revolution. What's the typical buying pattern or path to market for these devices? Are people going to Dell.com and configuring and having them delivered? Are they going through partner VARs through your channel? What does that look like typically?
Great question. Both. Okay. So customers, who want to buy a few out of these servers, they can easily go to Dell.com, configure these servers, and have them shipped to their preferred location. For customers that want to work with sellers, channel partners, they also can do so, and we offer programs through our channel partners for these servers.
From what I understood doing some research, the T160 is really ideal for organizations across verticals that are looking to really do real-time data processing at near-edge installations. You mentioned a couple of verticals. You mentioned retail, you mentioned manufacturing, but you also mentioned from price point kind of entry level. Talk a little bit about the T160 and its target in terms of helping organizations at the edge and near real time.
Great point. So as I mentioned, these are entry enterprise servers with a lot of enterprise features around security, resiliency, iDRAC that enterprise customers would like to leverage. So for a price point, the sweet spot is around less than $3K for these servers. And for the T160 and R260, one thing that we introduced, given the deployment use cases and workload, we now offer filtered bezel that will protect the inner hardware component of the server from dust and
different
grease.
Environments, harsh environments.
In harsh environment,
yep.
Exactly, be it dust, grease, hair, lint, or what have you. This will protect these inner components, ensuring unobstructed airflow for these servers that will result in a better performance, power, and acoustic experience.
So when you say entry-level enterprise, I'm imagining that this market segment consists of some small businesses who might seriously be thinking about running their business on one of their children's redeployed Alienware gaming computers. But your pitch would be, no. This is your business. We can meet your business requirements with a legitimate enterprise class server, but you said for starting in the neighborhood of $3,000. So you're bridging that divide between the PC and the enterprise there. Is there conversation about AI at the edge with regard to the products that you manage and plan for? Or is that more of AI on the edge in an AI-enabled personal computer interacting with your servers? Is there a place for that AI on the edge in your products, or is that part of the strategy or not?
No, that's a great point, and thanks for the question. So again, given these T160 and R260 are part of the compact, entry, affordable one-socket servers, we couldn't fit the enterprise GPUs while still maintaining the cooling and thermal constraint for the system. So on the other hand, we have another 2 servers that we launched almost 6 ago in December that are almost, the second price tier or a better option for our customers that would like a higher level of availability, scalability, and resiliency. And these 2 servers, namely the 2 T360 and R360, offer GPU options for data inferencing and AI workloads for entry service.
So fit for function, which
Correct.
is what Dell has become very well known for over the decades. 40 years now, I understand? Well, maybe 39 years ago, Dell wasn't known for all of this as much as it is today. But the point is the ability to deliver fit for function. And so not everyone needs those things. Not everyone needs AI at the edge for what they're doing with your entry-level systems, right?
Correct.
But on that point, to your point, what's the appetite for organizations from an AI perspective? As we heard during Michael Dell's keynote, everything it's Dell Tech World 24, the AI edition. He talked about the 5 different AI PCs. He talked about what all is happening at servers and storage with compute and all of the ambitions Dell has for AI. What are those conversations like with some of the customers that are targets for these servers in terms of knowing that when you hear a Jeff Clarke or a Michael Dell talk about, if you're not on the AI train already, you're missing out?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's a huge opportunity. A lot of customers trying to tap into the AI and all the use cases and workloads it brings. We continually looking into affordable AI solution in this segment. And we'll be adding more options even post RTS that will cater to our customer needs around AI and AI use cases for the entry servers.
And I think we definitely know that about Dell in terms of yesterday when Michael Dell was on stage talking about we have big ears, and it showed like ear. Yeah. In terms of the customer listening, but it's not just about listening to customers, it's about taking that information into consideration, testing, retesting, deploying. That seems to be at the core of Dell's DNA to me.
For sure.
From the years I've been covering Dell technologies.
Yeah, but if I go into Home Depot and all I need is a hammer, I don't need somebody telling me about some super complicated next-gen technological thing. It's like, look, I need a hammer. Well, here you go. Dell will give you the hammer for the workloads that is.
But don't you want to know?
Job.
I know you. Don't you want to know like the next level of the hammer evolution?
Yeah, of course you do. But if but you have a retail business, you have 10 stores, and you need compute capability and storage on site for latency reasons or whatever. You've got some security cameras running, whatever it is. It doesn't become a chasing the shiny object game. It becomes very much block and tackle. And it'll be very interesting to see as time goes by what percentage of Dell's revenue is in that, what we sometimes call meat and potatoes part of the market. That certainly can't be abandoned as we chase the shiny object.
For sure.
In our last couple of minutes, Omar, what's been some of the feedback from the customers and the partners that you've had a chance to talk to about some of these announcements? I imagine they're excited, they see opportunity, but what's been that kind of circle of feedback from your perspective?
Great question. So the response has been very positive so far, and met with a good number of customers and partners. They're very excited to see these entry compact servers, the one-socket rack and tower, T160 and R260. They're very happy to see that we were able to incorporate the voice of the customer and get these designs into our 16th generation. And they seem very excited that we also were able to hit on the sustainability element that you highlighted earlier. And so far, it's been very positive and overwhelming good response.
Excellent. And pardon me if you mentioned this and I missed it, availability?
For sure. These are enterprise The availability in terms
Meaning
of time.
In terms of timing.
When
Yes,
can you
yes.
get them?
These, we announced these servers May 14th. They will be available to order May 29th.
Okay.
In a couple of days. Omar, thank you so much for coming on the program and sharing what's new with PowerEdge from a product planning perspective, what's in it for customers, what you're delivering to them, and how you're enabling them to really foundationally modernize for the next phases of their evolution. We so appreciate your insight.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Our pleasure as well.
Thank you.
For our guest and for Dave Nicholson, I'm Lisa Martin. You're watching 6.5 on the road from Vegas, baby. It's Dell Tech World 2024, the AI edition. Dave and I will be right back with our next guest, so stick around.